Hey guys, welcome back. This is part 2 of a series, How to Ride a Motorcycle. This series is meant for people who have never ridden a motorcycle but are interested in learning and maybe would like to practice before going on and taking additional riding classes, like maybe at Harley or maybe some other riding classes offered in their area, or possibly going straight to the DMV and taking the DMV test and getting their license. In my last video, part 1, we learned the basic universal controls of most modern day motorcycles. In this video, we're going to learn 3 things. We're going to learn how to approach, mount, and dismount the motorcycle. We're going to learn how to start the motorcycle in today's video, and we're going to learn how to pick up the motorcycle in case you drop it. Now, don't let this motorcycle intimidate you. It is a larger motorcycle. It is technically a touring motorcycle, but all the things, like I said in today's video, are pretty much applied to most motorcycles, okay? I don't have the Road Glide here with me to compare because I'm solo today. This is my wife's bike, so normally she rode it out here and I would ride the Road Glide to kind of compare the two, but we're just going to focus on this one, okay? Now, 95% of your riders probably get on the left side, and there's nothing wrong with that. I get on the left side of the bike a lot too, but I'm going to show you some alternatives and give you some reasons why we might get on the bike a little different, okay? So like I said, getting on the left side here, most people just come up, put their hand right here, swing their leg over, they sit, boom, they're ready to go. That's the left side approach. That's how most people, and including myself, get on most of the time. However, I'm going to show you the right side approach. So, this is where you might see some police and motor officers. They get on the right side, and you might be wondering, how come they always get on the right side? Well, there's a reason for that. Or you might see some other riders get on the right side, and you're like, oh, that just seems harder. It is a little bit more difficult. You might burn your leg right here on this exhaust pipe, getting on and off it. That is a possibility. But in general, it's going to be safer because you're building a certain habit, okay? When you get on the right side, you may see some people reach up here to the right front brake. They're going to squeeze it. They may put the right leg here, and then may swing their leg over, pivot, and get on like that. All right. Motor officers, you may see them come up. They may grip it with their left hand, stand right here, and swing their leg over. And you may see them get off the same way. They may reach over like this, grip it, squeeze it, and get off. The reason for the right side approach is because if this was a lane of traffic right here, okay, let's say right over here where I'm standing, there are cars driving and you've had to pull off on the shoulder of the road, you don't want to be getting on and off the left side of the motorcycle closest to the highway, because you know how drivers are, they're not going to see you, okay? So if you're here and this is a lane of travel and cars are going by here and you're on the shoulder, you don't want to step off into this lane of traffic. All right, so you see how right here I'm already, boom, pretty close. Cars are already going to be looking at you, and people go where they look. They're not paying attention, they're on their phones. You're setting yourself up for more risk to get hit, okay? Now, once again, that being said, I still get on and off the left side of the bike. However, building that habit of getting on and off the right side of the bike is not a bad idea. Now, for some shorter riders, getting on the right side may be a little bit more difficult because the bike's leaning that way, this side of the seat's a little higher, okay? So I'm going to show you an alternative method of getting on, and that is putting your foot right here on the right floorboard, okay? You're going to grip the right front brake, you're going to reach over here, you're going to put your foot there, you're going to stand up, swing up and over, and sit down. Now, you may hear some people say, oh, you're not supposed to do that, that floorboard's not meant for that kind of weight, you could tip the bike over. No, I mean, the tipping the bike over may be a little close to true, but the other stuff isn't. This floorboard is very strong. It is meant for a lot of weight. All right. I am 6'1". I am about 260 pounds, 270-ish. I'm a chunky boy. So me coming up here like this and standing on the bike, okay, it's not going to hurt it. I get on my Road Glide a lot that way. Especially if I have a touring pack on, like right here where I can't swing my leg over. But that's an alternative method for maybe some shorter individuals trying to get on and off their motorcycle that don't need to step off into a lane of traffic, okay? Now we're getting to the fun stuff. How to start the motorcycle, okay? In my last video, I went over different positions for the ignition, different spots for the key, and about learning your bike and where your ignition and key goes, okay? You see here, my controls are kind of worn off and faded. That says off, that says run, that says start. This particular motorcycle, all I do is turn the ignition to that spot. I turn my kill switch to run, and then I can start the bike. If I want to turn off the bike, there's a couple different ways I can do that. I can hit the kill switch off. It's going to kill the bike. And if I want to start it again, I turn it to run and press start. While it's running, I can also just turn the ignition back to off. That's not going to hurt it. Now, some motorcycles may require the clutch to be pulled in, okay? Some motorcycles will have a kickstand sensor, okay? And what that is if your kickstand is down and you're in first gear, you try to take off, it's going to kill the bike, all right? So some motorcycles may or may not let you start in first gear with the kickstand down, okay? So far, the Harleys I've come across, they do not have a kickstand sensor, and they will start in first gear, and they will start in first gear with the kickstand down. So once again, it's important to learn your particular motorcycle and how to start it and how it will and will not start. All right, so most motorcycles, if they have a key here, you have to turn the key on. There will be a kill switch somewhere up here, and you'll turn it on, and like I said, you'll hit the start button. My motorcycle is in neutral right now. If you watch my last video, you'll know where neutral is located, and that's how we start the motorcycle. And the most common way of shutting it off is either with the kill switch or with the ignition. Moving on to what happens if we drop the bike. Well, we're going to learn how to pick it up, okay? Now, I talked about these highway bars here, or these crash bars, and what they do is they help protect the motorcycle when it falls over, all right? So if your motorcycle does not have these highway bars, it will be laying flatter on the ground, but for the most part, picking it up is about the same. If you are able to put highway bars on your motorcycle, I strongly suggest it. I really like them. Like I said, they help protect your bike a lot. Also some saddlebag guards here. If your bike doesn't have saddlebags, then don't worry about it. But this particular motorcycle has saddlebags, and they make a bar that comes right around here that protects the saddlebags also. And it gives you something else to grab onto. So we are going to learn how to pick up the motorcycle from both the right side and the left side. We're going to start with the right side first, okay? And I'm just going to tilt this over like this, lean against my leg. There we go. All right. So maybe you're in a parking lot, you're on the highway, you come to a stop, you hit some gravel, the bike falls over, okay? The first thing we're going to do, and the kickstand would not be down if you're riding. First thing you're going to do is, in a safe spot and you're not standing in the road, you're going to come over to the left side of the motorcycle. You're going to grab your kickstand. You're going to deploy your kickstand, because when you set the bike up, you want it to fall on the kickstand. You don't want it to fall back over on the left side, right? Then we're going to reach up here. We're going to pull in the clutch. We're going to give the toe shifter, we're going to push it down, make sure it's in first a couple times, okay? That's going to keep the bike from rolling forward and back while we lift it, okay? So first thing is kickstand, grab clutch, toe shifter, we're in first gear. We're going to walk back around to the motorcycle. So here, when you get to the bike, you want to put your butt kind of like right here in the seat. You don't want it on top of the seat. You're not sitting on it. You want it kind of down here like this. You're going to grab the handlebars. You're going to turn them in. This hand, you're going to grab something onto. Okay, you're going to grab either the seat, the saddlebag guards. You need to find something here. And we're not going to go straight up. We're not going to go straight back. We're going to kind of like walk back. Think of like a 45-degree angle here. We're going to turn this in, lift and walk. and the bike comes up. And because we put the kickstand down, and because we put it in first gear, the bike's not rolling, and it's not going to fall on its left side. Now, anytime your bike falls over, your lights are going to probably be flashing, and you're probably going to have to restart the ignition. What that means is, you're probably going to have to turn your ignition on and off a few times, and then start your bike. It probably won't start right off the bat. Anytime I've had to pick up my Road Glide, or I've had to pick up the Electric Glide, I gotta turn that to run, I gotta turn this to ignition, turn it off, and turn it back on, and it should start. Let me make sure I'm in neutral here, not first gear. There we go. There we go. Alright, so the bike fell on the left side for whatever reason. We came to a stop, it fell over. How are we going to pick it up from the left side? There's no kickstand on the right to catch the bike, so what do? We're going to reach under here, we're going to pull in the clutch, we're going to reach in with our foot, we're going to make sure it's in first gear. Now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put our butt over here in the seat. We're going to walk it up until it's upright, and then we're going to reach in with our foot like this, and we're going to put that kickstand down just like that. And that's how you pick it up from the left side. So there is another way to pick up the motorcycle from the right side that I want to show you guys. Once again, we want to make sure the kickstand is down. We want to make sure the bike is in first gear. Coming over to the right side though, when you're standing here facing the motorcycle, you want your left hand on the right grip, you want your right hand on the left grip, just like this. And what you're going to do is, you're going to turn the handlebars all the way right, and you're going to turn and push and walk it straight up. This one will take a little bit more strength, but it still works, and in my opinion, it's easier than putting your butt there and squatting and trying to pick up the bike. But that is today's video, the 3 things, which is how to mount and dismount your motorcycle, how to start your motorcycle, and how to pick up your motorcycle when it falls. So thanks for watching. If you got comments or questions, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys again.